All right, welcome.
Yo, turn the radio star tonight. Yeah, you got it. Listen. Keep the fires burning. Keep the fires burning. Keep them burning hot.
Welcome to Dingus Hammer, where we put the ding in YouTube recording.
And we're gonna do this time a review for a new book that came out. It's gonna be Infernal Dwarfs.
Infernal Dwarfs.
Infernal
Oh my
Dwarfs,
god.
yes, with our expert who
And we
played
got,
already a few games with the new book, right? How many did you play?
yeah,
All two games of it. Ah,
easy first day, easy. And
you
that's with
know,
playing a game versus Pascal.
and you know everything about the book now. I haven't read it, so you're gonna explain it to me.
Well, just like I would for any other team tournament.
Ah,
Honestly,
yeah.
just like the first song suggested, we got one thing for you guys, and it's this.
Looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, baby, tonight.
Hot stuff. Oh my god. ID book. Goodness gracious.
I heard some bad stuff about it, some bullshit. So I
Bad.
was looking on the YouTube on the other screen.
I
Opened up.
know. And then the music played, you ding.
Yeah, I
That's so
kind of
funny.
did now. Okay, everything is working. So we're back after we've been banned for allegedly doing some
Allegedly.
bad stuff on
Some
the.
bad stuff, yeah.
Yes, allegedly on our last recording, which got taken down from YouTube.
Yeah, because some narcs out there existing.
Exactly. So let's jump to it. All right, Infernal Dwarfs.
Universal rules, huh? Fires of industry. Do you like that, Jeff? This is just actually the new way to make instead of having a set amount of points in barrage, this is like the way that they chose to do it, just by having like limiting the like slots instead of the
Ah,
points, which I really like.
so
I
basically, you
mean,
can have 0 to 6 of those fires of industry in the list, and some things are multiple.
yeah. So the chassis for any of the like stationary war machines are 2, and then the tanks that can shoot are also 2, and then everything else, the gunnery teams and the like new bolt throwers um are 1. And so it can be really good. And then there's incendiary, which is like it's kind of similar to the old hereditary spell. um
Basically, you become flammable.
Yeah, but like it's like better because you just add a marker, so you can add several markers, and you only lose 1 stack when you proc it. So you can proc several things. So like let's say you can have like a shooting phase or a combat phase where you can have like I mean most units that have it are vassals or vassal units. So you can have them like shoot or like fight around in combat or fight a couple rounds, or let's say you have the new ring of desiccation, like that adds 1 instance of incendiary per round of combat. And then so you can like proc a lot, and then you can then for example like use that several times in a phase. So like let's say you get off 3 markers of incendiary in shooting the turn prior, and then in the next turn you pyro things, or you like pyro that 1 unit that has 3 markers on it with 3 different spells, and then they're super devastating. Or you get off bubble flaming swords, and then you target that 1 unit with 3 units of shooting with flaming, and then bad things happen. So it's I mean I really like it, and
Wow.
I mean I'm making it sound bad. I don't think it's as strong as I'm making it sound. I think it's actually because I think how the ID is going to play. They play very infernal. Like you play, you move forward, but you're playing inherently kind of defensive. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. For what I like, I guess, because I think you can also do the exact other option and run a bunch of like really tough, fighty stuff, and use a bunch of like the magic now is. I mean, like it was pretty solid, like with Icon of the Inferno, but now they like split it up, and now there's a bunch of different practices that you can do to like make different parts of your face strong or different things. And there's a ton of combat buffs like witchcraft, occultism, alchemy, and pyro. Like you have a bunch of different spells and really good redundancy, which I really like.
Which I think the whoever, if anybody that watches us and watch our lists already realizes that you don't do any close combat, you do pretty much max shooting, and then from
Yeah.
that point on, yeah.
No, there's some good combat stuff. There's a lot of good combat stuff. I mean, I think there's a lot of flexibility in the book, and you can do both. I just keep in mind that definitely one of the things stressed in the book is that it's slower and less mobile. Like the chaffing got a little worse, and you can kind of get it back to a similar level as it was,
But you have
for
to
like
pay more
the
for it, or
yeah, like basically like the old Hobgoblin Wolf Riders are now 816 instead of 918, but
okay.
you can get a like a mount option for like a vizier, which is like a vassal throne. And then you get +2 march for a single unit with oil skins within 12 inches. So then you can get your 918 because they have oil skins, which is the special rule that gives incendiary, which
But you have to
we'll run
pay
into
more
later.
points for it, which actually makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's a very specific option. Like it's really yeah, a big thing. And then Infernal Brand is the new ID thing. So basically, anything without it is insignificant to anything with Infernal Brand. And then it's actually basically turns your dwarfs or any unit with it into a buffing unit for things without it. So like your Kadim, okay, keep in mind your Kadim, your tanks, okay, your Infernal engines can get it too, so they can get battle focus and reroll failed charge ranges if they're within 6 inches of friendly unit.
Wow,
Yes,
this is
slaves.
great. So let me ask you, are the movements basically similar to how they used to be with dwarfs?
Yes,
Okay, so
very
that is
similar.
great that you can reroll the charge ranges.
Yeah.
It's actually huge.
Well, and you can do really cheeky things. Like I was playing a game against Neil, and you can like the fact that you can reroll charge ranges is so nice.
It's
Like
basically like a free kill.
well, on your vassal cav, which the vassal cav are very powerful. I think they're prior. They're I mean I don't know, but one of the best. Like for flexibility and use, they're like Dark Riders, but better. Like in my opinion, Neil and I were looking at them too, and they're very strong. I mean, I just like them. They're very flexible, and I think it's important that ID has a unit like this for sure.
So let me ask you that: what happens if you have that and you're on the hill? Can you reroll it 3 times?
No, you can only
Oh,
ever get one instance of reroll. God,
oh,
tough. You dingus.
oh, come on. Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
No,
But
that's
no,
great because
Infernal
like
Brand's super
basically
good.
yes, you
Yeah,
can
it's
put it
your buff
outside of the
rider.
hill and put something else on the hill also, and make half of your army pretty much reroll charge ranges,
Yeah, and
if not
what
more.
basically you're always on a hill with specific units, and that gives you a big advantage and like a much bigger risk, I think, to like a lot of armies, which is really nice to have.
Especially if you don't use the hill for your artillery pieces and still get a bonus of rerolling charge ranges. It's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah. So I really like that rule. And then there's the Taruk one, which basically
The rook
the Taruk
ritual.
ritual. It basically turns the characters. You'll see later. Like there's a couple options for them for the Vizier, the Overlord, and the mages. And you turn to a Taruk, so you lose your margin shoot, which like all ID have is like one of their racial bonuses, which again I actually really like because you're not fast, but you're like and you're not like mobile, either. Like there's some decent, like 360-degree movement, but it's like capped at 6 basically, or 3, so it's not that crazy, but it's nice to have that, and it's really devastating. So you're compact. You're like I think it encourages compactness. But a lot of people think that I've read some hot takes from some of the better like Cathal, who I believe he's Luxembourg's ID player, or I forget. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I really rate his opinion on ID. He's played him a long time. I played against him, and I
What's
think
it
he
say?
understands the army well. And he's saying that the Taruk are nuts right now. He's saying that right now they're the most cost efficient cavalry in the game, because I think for a unit of like 12 with shields and infernal weapons and like full command is like 600 points, 700 points, something like that, which is like a bunch of wounds and so many strength 5 attacks for a unit with like a 2 up armor save.
They have 2 up armor save, also have toughness.
4.
And do they have a fire resistance thing for?
Yeah, they have a 5 up against fire.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah,
That's
super good. So this makes him a Taruk, so you can add him to the units and have like you're now honestly like kind of Taruk Death Stars, which is like similar to like the Chaos ones, but instead you're like rocking it with an Overlord who's part Taruk. Anyways, let's go down to one of the more I think the like this is where I think a lot of confusion people are having is coming from is this next section, which is
attack attributes.
well the next two, yeah, it's attack attributes, which is like so there's 3. There's cluster munitions, which I really rate. It's like I've heard it compared to the old pyro attribute. D3+1 hits with strength 4 AP1 to the closest unengaged enemy unit within 6 inches of the original target. So it just like adds extra value to any hits you might have. Like honestly, what I didn't even think about this, but it's kind of crazy on a flamethrower too.
Only within 6 inches. Oh, of the original target.
The original, yes, yes. So you can drop like a a Titan mortar, for example, with it like and be 30 inches away, or something else and be 36 inches away, because that's the max range you can get on your war machines. Aside from the vessel bolt throwers, and then yeah, you just get free hits. So it's really good too. Like I was thinking about this, like in some matchups, like there's so many small annoying units that are like, giant rat swarms or giant bats that are really irritating to deal with conventional shooting, and then you get something like this in addition to some pyromancy attribute, and all of a sudden it's like this is very 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 scary, and you can plan out some really good shooting phases and yeah, do some really cheeky things where you get rid of like clutch chaff before an engagement, and then all of a sudden you like have a really one-sided advantage. So I like cluster munitions a lot. I think it's a good option, but also Ether Cloud is not a bad option either. Like none of the options are bad. I think all the options are very viable, and like honestly feel like a lot of I don't know, like flavor like that you like are playing this evil ass dwarf, and like you have enough like technology and magic to like have specific munitions and like the electrical capacity to make them like mass manufactured, and then they do a bunch of cool shit, and I love that as a ID player. But anyways, Ether Cloud, so if you cause a panic check, it's taking a -1 discipline, but also if it hits a unit containing one or more models with channel, the target's owner loses 1 Veil token from their Veil token pool. So that, that's some spice right there. That's hot. Like Titan mortars like that. I like all of a sudden it can really double down too on
Oh, it's great if you're shooting like units like a bell.
Oh yeah, totally. A bell with a Titan mortar, and you shoot it with that gas, and you can put the big hit on the bell, which is terrifying for the rat player, right? But then if you just get a hit, you lose a token, which is really good.
With stealing the token, then
It's really good too. I mean, it's good against Saurians too. Like if you shoot like
Empire.
at a Quaddle or like a unit with like some Empire. Yeah, Empire is good. Highborns. Oh man, like Highborns, really good too. The Demons. It can be crazy depending on what the enemy brings, because there's so many things that can be a wizard in the army. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. You're just taking off Veil tokens, which is nice.
Which they depend on a lot, especially with demons.
Yeah, and they already don't like light shooting, so
okay, and
that's good. And then there's a third one, which honestly is one of my favorite ones, actually, just because of the implications right now. And I think it's really good. I mean, I like not like wild world ending, the craziest thing in the game, but it enables a lot of combinations. And I think that so here's okay. I'll read the rule first, right? Kadim manifestation, close combat, shooting. That is very important. The attacks become flaming attacks and magical attacks. If the attacks become flaming attacks from more than one source, including other instances of Kadim manifestation, also become divine attacks. So that means like your Kadims can also get this in close combat, right? And then you get flaming off of them, and then they get divine as well. And so you can make them flammable, blah, blah, blah. It's really good in some matchups. Very good in some matchups. But also it works because it's close combat, shooting. on shooting as well. So say you put it on a naphtha thrower, right? You just get divine flamethrower, which
Flame Wardens will love that one.
flame wardens and demons. Yeah,
And
but again, too, like I'd like to point this out too. Like it's solid in a lot of matchups, and it's very good in some. But in some too, it's like gonna be like, oh, cool, KOE. Oh shit, there's a bunch of AP1. Like get wrecked on your 5 ups. So it's like you're not really that worried about that. So I really like that. It's like you're taking specific tech choices.
also
When you're
counters well the occultism, the one that gives you the word save +1
yes, but
for the
yeah.
whole unit.
So that's good for just like vermins, I guess, too potentially if they're running the like double bell. But I yeah.
Now I'm talking about the occultism like warriors and stuff like that, where the whole unit has a ward save.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about the plague monks when you do it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
bell, the not the bell, the
Not
plague
at all,
bunch of
the
them. Yeah,
pendulum. Yes, yes.
yeah. Anyways, next up,
Oil skins.
oil skin. So this is what gives people inflammable. So it's set your strength to 1. You can pick melee or shooting. If it's shooting, you reduce the range by 6 inches. So bows, it's going to be 18, which is in line with the rest of the ID shooting, for the most part. If one or more of these hit, so you can still do wounds and you can still roll some 6s and do well. So it's actually really good against like monsters, and it kind of doubles down on bows against monsters. Like not being obviously like, wow, it's gonna fucking take off a monster, but like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot. Like if I have 20 bow shots, it's worth it to take some pot shots at something and maybe chip off a wound, and then also making it flammable for other shooting to then or magic to then lay into. The potential is very, very good. And I think it's much better and crucial to do it in shooting in some ways, just because strength 1 in combat is like I feel like a whole different beast. Like you sacrifice a whole round of combat and you lose the combat. So maybe that's a great idea in some matchups where they're chaff and you just want to lose the unit and blah blah blah. But then in a lot of things where it's like, yeah, it's very interesting. Very, very. There's a bunch of I mean, yeah. I mean, I like it. Like it's a little bit, it's not that much complexity, I think, but it's like enough so that it's like it's spicy. It's hot and spicy.
Now we can see where it's gonna go, because this is just the first version that's beta still. It's not set.
I love what they've done with it. The flavor is all there. I don't like it. Might be nuts, but I think people like. There's been a lot of reactions and overreactions. Like it's which I've been loving. I've been reading them, and it's like all just been absolutely hilarious. I'm like, this is how I want to spend my quarantine, is reading just a bunch of people being like, this is crazy, and then the next person being like, that's the most underpowered shit I've ever seen. I love that.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna wound. It never does anything. Yes.
Exactly. Full Noah. Next up, we have a Volcanic Embrace, which is now grind attacks. So definitely worse than the old one, because obviously you can't. It stops specific types. Like you can't do that in impact hits unless you have like there are later things where you can do both. But yeah, strength 4 AP0, kind of similar. But definitely different, and you get Kadim manifestation, which is nice too, I guess, for again the flaming divine.
Yeah.
So this is basically how they make Kadims and other things like Kadim like.
I see.
Yeah, and then we have Infernal Armor, which the rules are are very wordy, but basically it works like the occultism spell, where you get Aegis 6+ and then +1 Aegis.
Against flaming attacks.
Yes, exactly. Against and it's plate armor. So
basically, Infernal Armor is a 5-up ward against flaming.
Yeah, so as it was, but let's say you get Basalt Infusion, then that turns it into a 2-up ward against flaming. Which is yes. Or there's also other items in the book that give you extra +1 against flaming.
Interesting.
So yes, very pretty interesting. It's definitely a very solid thing. It's gonna be very matchup dependent. And actually, yeah, I'm so excited for how this is gonna shake up the meta, because it really, I think, is gonna do a lot of good things against several armies that are very powerful right now. But anyways, next thing.
Well, it's
Blunderbuss.
gonna limit the amount of flaming things that people will be taking. Probably also attacks. I think it affects actually warriors a lot with the burning portal.
It affects warriors a lot.
Torch.
It also affects ogres a lot, because there's a lot of flaming shooting, flaming range damage that threatens hunters.
Players.
Yes, and but like it threatens hunters, you dingus. And I think that is really good. What else was I thinking about? Demons. I think the book is going to be good against because there's like a lot of light shooting and access to like
So
a
it seems
bulk
like
amount
it's gonna
of
shake up
ranged.
the meta for team tournaments a lot. This new book.
I think so and hope so. And I just love this book right now. I've been really enjoying going through it and making lists and checking it out in literally the fucking day it's been out. But blunderbuss anyways. So range 18, shots 1, strength 3, AP 1, area attack 2 by 1. I also think, by the way, 18 inches is like for
Well,
is
you got movement 9, so effective is up to 20. March 9, so effective is to
yeah,
27.
no, it's not it. No, I'm just saying that 18 inches for like effective ranged. Like if you have pistols, you can use them and they can be good, but you're not like gonna rely on them. Versus this like 18, I think is the lowest you can have for like a decent range thing because I mean even 18 is risky, and I'm sure you know this with Skaven because you're um like
Yes.
risking getting charged
Yes,
by,
yes.
by
So
a lot of
18
armies.
inches
Yeah,
is exactly what you're saying because if
yeah,
something has swift strike movement 8 or higher, it's becoming actually risky to shoot at
yeah.
this unit. And if you want to shoot with the full unit, usually you're actually 17 inches apart from that unit that you're trying to shoot. And that's
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So that's my thought as a general thought towards like designing weapons. But next up, strength 3, AP 1, shots 1, nice. Area attack 2 by 1. So basically, you double the amount of hits, which is pretty solid. Quick to fire, also very solid.
so 2 by 1. The 2 is the depth of the attack, right?
No,
No, the 2 also is
2 is
actually
the width. You hit
so
2.
actually
Yeah,
your this,
2 strength 3 AP 1. You're doubling
oh,
your hits. Yeah. And then failed to hit rolls of 1 when shooting at short range must be rolled, which is very, very good. And then you can combine it with a entry later on, the slaves, and one of the rules where you can give the unit battle focus at the expense of every 1 rolled. You take off a slave, but if you're rerolling ones to hit,
oh yes, yeah. Then you
wee woo, like that. I mean, already battle focus shooting is nuts, but that makes it very, very good.
well,
And
so
then
means
there's
that you're going to be killing a quarter of your units with the ones that you're rolling. But yeah, this is great.
oh yeah, but then but like if failed hit rolls of 1 when shooting at short range must be rolled. So then you're lowering the 1/6 even
Yes,
more. So that's a really good synergy. And I think that's what the list is made on. And then Flintlock is exactly the same. +1 strength, not the extra AP, two-handed strength, shots 1, strength 4, AP 2. But obviously you can march and shoot now. And yeah, I'd like Flintlock still a lot. I think they're really solid. And I love that like now what I feel like I lacked in the old books is that you had to really spend 2 turns marching forward in some matchups against like crossbows or elven bows and just like absorb 2 rounds of punishment and lose models for free, and then get in range and then be able to shoot. And or like Vermin Swarm too, where it's like you take some plague catapults and like also, oh god, you're just pushing forward to get in range to actually unload.
you're eating
Um,
the wrath of gods falling on falling on your head and all.
exactly. But now you have 27-inch effective.
Yes,
and then all of a sudden that changes the game so much.
yes, because now it's the very sword that has to eat the shots while walking to you.
Yes.
Well, not really because it's still 18 inches.
No.
So no. So we both. But
Yeah, yeah.
you're
It's
the one
about
who
the same.
starts, who initiates the fight usually.
Yeah, I just get soft cover now.
Why do you get soft cover now?
You'll don't worry about it, Jeff. Don't
No,
you'll
no.
yeah. We'll get to that. Anyways, naphtha thrower, they really fixed the flamethrower with the naphtha thrower. It gets 6 extra inches on the chassis, but overall 18 inches I think is a huge fix. Huge fix. Like yes, for the little one, but now it's 18 on the little ones and the tank, so it's just like so much more reliable. Like before, I literally thought it was just not very good, but now it has 27-inch effective like the flintlocks because you can march and shoot. And well, with the gunnery teams, so keep in mind that it's only going to be strength 3 AP 0 or strength 4 AP 1 multiple wounds on the big one with that. But like say you have it on a tank, then it's like it's the same as like the like rat ogres, because you can pivot and then go and then move your 6 inches and then have your 18 inches. So overall, it's much more effective. I think it's really, really powerful. Not like really super OP. Wow, is oh my god, amazing, but it's like a very effective artillery piece. It's very, and
Depends on
can
the
do a lot.
price, really, because that can be, oh my god, it's ridiculous depending on the price. But we'll get to it later.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's obviously better with the synergies, but I think that it lends itself, and also it's 0-2. So even if it's nuts, you can only have two of them. And if you do have two of them on like a chassis or whatever, it's like 4 slots, so you don't have that much other slots to go crazy with the shooting. Anyways, next up, rocket battery, range 24 inches, shots 4, strength 6, 83, multiple wounds T3.
Wow.
Yeah, if you misfire and you roll 2 or more ones, that's how it misfires. So it's actually a pretty high rate of misfire. Yeah. So far I've just rolled 2 misfires, so don't ask me about this right now. But the potential is nuts. Multiple wounds, D3 clips, wing, strength 6, AB3. Love it.
Wait
This
a
thing.
second. So it's -1 rolled after the second roll on the misfire.
So if you roll
type.
3 ones, your misfire is minus has yeah, and
Oh,
then
so
if
it
you
has
roll
a
4
higher
ones,
range. Okay. Okay.
and it can explode like a flamethrower.
Ah. It's
But it
actually
can
interesting
also
because it's super strong. It's 4 shots, the strength 6, AP3, and clipped wings, that's a lot. Strength 6, AP3, that's awesome, but I like the punishment that you're getting for it, because if you're rolling ones like crazy, which all of us are capable, and all of us had our tournaments where we just
the Joff
up
tournaments.
the small, yes, the job tournaments, then, well, I would actually call it more of, in an page, I'd call it more of hobby tournaments. But rolling 6 ones, I'm not saying it can happen. I mean, sorry, four ones.
Yeah, I can't wait to roll 4 ones a bunch. But
Because for
honestly,
each one rolled after the second.
a -2, so you get max -4. So it's like you're probably gonna explode unless you roll 5 or 6, which is not good.
Even if you
But-
6, you're exploding. You're broken. Because
No.
-4, it goes to 2. 1 and 2 is
Yeah,
broken.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're broken first the game. Yeah, so it's
So no matter
very
what,
bad.
4 ones
Yeah.
and you're screwed. Yes.
Yeah, 4 ones and hashtag get shit on you, dumb virgin.
Okay, but does it continue on? So let's say on the first round you rolled 1-1, and then on the second round you rolled 1-1, and on the third round you rolled and again the same. Does it accumulate?
No.
No.
Then you just rage quit the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Then you go, what the fuck? Just kidding. Okay. And then the next up we have Titan Mortar. It's just a really solid catapult. It lost the special pizzazz that it had and now it's just like much more accessible. And yeah, I really like
I mean,
the Titan
strength
Mortars
4
now.
AP1 and strength 7 AP4.
Yeah, is super good. And clipped wings, multiple wings,
Yes,
D3.
it's pretty
Yeah,
solid.
and it's good against everything too, which is something I appreciate. And it ignores cover, which I think the new maps have a fair amount of cover.
But the range is only 30 inches. That's a kind of
Well,
nerf to it.
On some things it's 36 inches, on some things it's 39 as well. So keep that in mind. Effective.
Okay.
And it's quick to fire on some of those things too. So keep that in mind as well.
So you have a moving catapult, okay?
Yes. Just yeah. And then Infernal Weapon, it's the same. It's not magical. It's +1 strength, one-handed. It's free. It's real estate. It's free. And then if you go down a little bit more, go down to the Fury of Nezib-Kesh, which is like Baby Comet.
Okay, wait
Basically.
Infernal Weapon. It just follows the rules of Halberd, and it loses the two-handed. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot every time Jeff says, "Wait a second."
Well, I changed the rules on YouTube that it's supposed to be not for kids, for adults only.
Oh, that's good.
So I hope this time they won't ban us for you drinking water.
Yeah, I'm drinking water imported from Mexico.
Yes.
Anyways, Fury of Nezib-Kesh, Baby Comet. It was very interesting because I played Pascal in the morning, and the book just released for right as we started playing, and I was like, man, I don't want to play. I just want to literally just read ID and make lists and sit there and like pretend I have a thick, voluminous beard instead of just a fucking patchy, scraggly mess, and just like rage against the world and write fucking hateful lists. Um, and Pascal was like, "This is so good. This is like a very good spell, high potential." And he convinced me a little bit that you can do a lot of potential, but in many ways, I think it's like a poor man's break the spirit. I don't like it, but I think a lot of people really do like it, and it obviously can be very good. DT tester, like making one per unit, is obviously good. Like killing a sixth of the unit or a fifth or a third of the unit is like always, I think, solid. But
Each
yeah,
unit must take dangerous terrain 1.
yes,
Huh. Models with flammable must take dangerous terrain 2.
and then it hits from our flaming. So obviously, dwarves like as ID, you get a save.
And it
But
flees directly from the marked point.
yes,
Okay.
and you can't know it if you're a vassal mage, by the way, because it can only be taken by models with Infernal Brand. But it's okay. I mean, for 7, honestly, think about
Yeah.
it. It's
You 3
that's
dice it. Sometimes you can even 2 dice it.
yeah. I mean, it'll do good damage. What makes me like, I just think of Comet instead, and I'm like, I'd rather have Comet because I'm much more worried about enemy war machines with longer range than I am about
Stuff charging you.
Knights. Yeah. Basically, is my thought. Or I mean, this is really good against chariots too. So
Yes. Actually, that's big.
yeah,
For chariots. Especially for people who have armies that have chariots and don't have access to druidism.
yeah. I mean, even with druidism, it's still like you have to dedicate a lot of healing to it, and so that in itself can be worth it, you know.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty good. Because
Yeah,
you limit the possibilities of them charging.
I might try it, but
Well,
I
actually, no,
have
because they have to take the dangerous terrain test at this moment. So yeah,
yes.
why not? I mean, it's an interesting idea. They got the
ID
ID. Yeah.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the notch. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot.
Everything Liddy I love when it's hot. Speaking of which, that'll lead us great into our next weapon. Our first weapon enchantment, Onyx Core. So it's similar. It gains Kadim Manifestation and multiple wounds D3 against flammable. So you gain flaming.
And
it
possibly
only works in
divine.
an infernal weapon. Yeah. So you can get you're like a strength 5. And if you get flaming by another instance, you get divine, which is very good on a multiple wound D3 weapon that you're probably willing to wound on, but obviously it's flaming, so Dragonfire Gem, it can be countered, blah blah blah. Yeah, and also keep in mind too that you're only strength 5, I think, is actually the biggest thing that I took away, unless you get the what's it called? The item later on that is the Gauntlets of Medzab, which is the exact same one. But, so it's solid. Definitely usable. Not like the nuts, but also not like it is the nuts against some armies.
Yeah.
Like say you're going against some trees, it's the nuts. It's absolutely the nuts.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, the famous tree list from Sylvan Elves.
Yes. The hi, I'm Phil Carl. Those lists don't want to see new ID. Those lists do not want to see Nap the Thrower down the flank with multiple wounds D3 divine. Anyways, yeah. So Onyx Core solid 65 points. So it makes it much more viable, and you can put on different characters. Blah blah.
Yeah, it's not OP. It's a good choice over there.
Yeah. And then next up. Yeah, triple speed. Oh my god, I love it. I love this item. I was so happy actually to see this item, because I obviously
can never hit on wars and
love shooting. Yes,
and you love not taking any penalties.
Yes, I do love not taking penalties, but also it's a flintlock axe with 3 extra attacks.
Yes, that's
So all of a sudden you have 6 strength 5 attacks on your BSB.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid. So I
60
love
points, yeah.
Yeah, so I like this item, and it just adds a lot of chip damage. It accrues a lot of value. It really can just it's
like you have a dark rain or lightning rod or distracting hard target. Well, I still hit you on 3s.
Exactly.
Even if you're sitting behind the hill, and I can barely see a corner of you.
Yeah, exactly. Very beep boop ashashu.
Those
Um,
weapons are so annoying always to deal with.
yeah, they're really good. I mean that and that's why I like them because they're for specific things in the in the game that normally would just be a terror. So I think that's good. I mean, it's just and it still gets wrecked by shamanism and other things too. There's stuff definitely it's not like the absolute nuts must take, but I like it personally because it adds two things that I value to a character that is more inclined to see combat. Um, but you could also like get it on an overlord too, and then all of a sudden you're like 7 attacks with strength 6 or 7, and it gets nuts.
Okay.
And
Let's
then
go forward. Let's go.
Flame of the East. Yeah, you get extra volcanic embrace. Yeah, and
2d3.
it allows you to do like extra even if you do other grind attacks. So pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty good.
Not the
Pretty
absolute. It's good. Yeah, it's good against like chaff and things that are like low armored elves.
Just extra damage is always good.
Always
Not that
solid.
expensive.
Yeah.
Mask of Ages.
Whispers of the Mask. So this, I think, people are already super up in arms about. But I don't actually see why. I mean, so okay, Jeff. Basically, the model can never. The model
The model.
can never. The bear's model
So
can't be wounded on better than a 4-up.
Wow. With anything or close combat?
Anything. Cannonballs too.
Why?
Yeah, so like I knew you'd react like that, but at the same time, like usually, like I don't know, still not good against divination. Still, not good against like bolt throwers and a lot of other things that you see in the game. Good against cannons.
Yeah, it's great against cannons. Also great against things that are super high strength, like let's say strength 7 or
Yeah.
crash attacks or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not only cannonballs. There is actually lots of use for that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Blaze
Definitely.
of Protection.
Josh's so mad. 1+ armor, fearless. Basically, if you don't attack him, you take a strength 4 hit. I think it's going to be most used on Vizier with the vassal mount thing, where he gets put on a bigger base, and you can give him you can basically give him a 1-up rerollable, and just get a bunch like a couple extra flaming hits, which is really nice.
And Kadim Binding.
This is disgusting. So my BSB, whenever I start with my BSB, I'm taking triple speed and I'm taking Kadim Binding. Because you gain parry, you get extra Aegis against flaming, and then the weapons loses 2-handed. So you can use a flintlock axe with triple speed and a shield, and then get armor elsewhere. And still keep parry.
Super cheap, yeah.
Yeah, and like it also gets nuts too because you can come out with great weapons, blah blah blah. And again, it gets nuts real quickly. Well, not like gets nuts, but is good quickly.
Oh wow, the next banners,
Pride of Zalaman Tekash. You basically get an 8x1 wall right in front of you. I think it's really solid, especially because you can get a construct that has Wall Strider. So that's pretty nuts. Yeah, I think this is really good. Like hardcover, always good. Distracting, always good. I think you're gonna see this most with Immortals, probably, maybe the Lugars, but I think it's gonna be mainly the Immortals, where they have innate parry, and then you just put a wall down in front of you, and you're like, "Come charge me, come charge me right now. Charge me, hit me on 5s, win me on 4s at best, and then I hit you back." So I think it's solid. And then Trial of a Shirk. At first, I mean, I saw it and I was like, this is nuts. And then I was like, oh, this is not that good because it affects you. But then if you're in combat with an enemy, they can't get buffs. It's a martyr to their buffs, which like that is really good against in some matchups, like incredible. Like against any of the undead. Yeah, Tomb Kings, like good job. Good luck never raising. Never raising anything in combat. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So all of a sudden, like then it.
That's great. So, the combat on the combat unit.
But you don't get buffs.
You don't get buffs, yes, but your opponent doesn't get buffs neither. So if you have a strong unit that
yes.
grand
Absolutely.
well.
Like, it'd be sick too on like the new like Taruk Anointed, like big units of those.
For
Oh,
30
oh,
points, oh my gosh, it's great. I will
oh my
see why I
gosh.
would take it on one unit.
Yeah, very solid.
I mean, unless there are
Um,
other banners that are better, but I don't see other banners in that book, so I think that's a solid banner.
well, Zala Mantekash is good. Is very good. Because you have a lot of things that can have parry, and yeah, that just gives
yes,
you
but that's
distracting.
more of a defensive unit, where the trial of Ashuruk is more of an offensive unit actually.
Yeah, I guess so. I can see that, Jeffy.
Yeah, Bobby.
Anyways, we have next up Breath of the Brass
Oh, wait a
Bull.
second. If you connected with, you can you get MR? You
Wait,
can get
what?
MR6 with that item,
Oh,
right?
wait, what?
With trial. If you put a
Yeah,
BSB over there somehow.
with MR2 into unit with MR2, and then you have a character with MR2. Yeah.
Well, BSB, you put an Obsidian Rock 2 Aether icons, and you put a trial on the unit. MR6.
Yeah.
You're not touching this unit with any spells. Unless you
Yeah.
drop a poor man's version of a comet, and then they take DTs and flee.
Easy peasy.
Okay.
Breath of the Brass Bull, Jeff. 1+ health and toxic attacks, breath attack. So it's very similar
For
to the old
70
mask.
points, yes.
Solid. No, it's a very good item. Very good item.
Yes.
Next up, though, after that is this one gets me full masked, totally aroused. The Tablet of Vezadinej. Yeah, Vezadinej. So it's when the bear attempts to cast a non-bound spell, use your magic dice, choosing roll 1 as a 3. And then you get a better, I think it's a better miscast effect. Or more. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't really care about the miscast, because 1 as a 3 is so litty like a titty, as some would say, because that is such good value. Like with occultism, amazing, alchemy, amazing, even some pyro spells, it just makes free dicing things that are kind of dicey much more consistent, and so adds a lot of value
Wow.
to your phase. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's better. It's like the Hater is a poor version of Thaumaturgy, and this is like a better version of Thaumaturgy, where you
Yes.
automatically get a 3, so you can depend on it.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be like, oh, I roll a 1 and I roll a 2 or 1.
Wait, Jeff, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so you got to keep reading for
Oh
us.
my god, I have to
You
keep
do?
reading. People are gonna have to hear my reading. Oh, great. Okay, so next one we're gonna have a ring of something. At the start of every round of combat, every enemy unit in the base contact with bear models gains an instance of incendiary. Alright. Okay. For 60 points, it kind of seems a little bit expensive. Unflame. 1 use only may be activated at the start of any round of close combat. A single enemy unit in the base contact with the bear model suffers -3 agility. Okay, and all attacks against the model enemy unit lose flaming attacks. All attacks against the enemy unit loses flame attacks. So the effect lasts until the start of the next player turn. So this is basically for like ID versus ID, or
You dingus.
yeah, write down flame.
Well, I mean, it's good against everything because of -3 agility.
Yes, but then you lose your flaming attacks.
Yeah, it's good against highborns too, or any character that has a divine aegis. So it has a huge, like, it's definitely much more than ID versus ID. Like, say it's KOE versus ID, and you have a lance charging into you, and then, oh, by the way, yeah, you're -3 agility, and I
Yeah,
have
minus
spears.
strategy is great, but the attacks you lose, also the opponent's attacks lose flame attacks is very positional, because you actually most of the times you want them
Yes,
to have
you
flaming attacks.
normally you want them, absolutely, but sometimes it's very good.
Yes.
Also, a lot of times too, the -3 agility is just worth it because you get to go first, and if you go first, they're like elves or
Yeah,
like
I think I understand
specific-
why they're losing
specific
those
chaos
flame
things.
attacks. I think I think it could have stopped at -3 agility, but okay.
Yeah, I just think it's like one thing to like stop some nasty. Like I can might like I can make a nasty Dread Elf lord that can run through a lot of a 90 army because it has a 2-up Fireborn, and now all of a sudden it's like oh snap! Really have to think about like charging in there, which I think is very good.
Yeah.
Just if flexibility basically.
And then we
And
got
then
yeah.
the Golden Idol of Shamut.
Yeah.
It basically makes you kind of a Kadim, and it gives you Glory of Gold as a balance spell. So you can have 3 spells that give you flaming.
And then,
Oh my god, that's so hot. Oh Jesus Christ. That's really good redundancy. That's like a really good solid extra little bounce spell to get just to make sure. I think for combat ID, it's really the nuts.
it's great. It's
yeah.
great. It's nuts.
Super
For
good.
45 points, yeah.
Yeah. Very very good
super
spell.
cheap.
And
Lugar's
there's
dice.
Lugar's dice.
Lugar's.
Lugar's, yeah. And then there's also a subsection where I try to teach my sweet little Jaffe boy English. English.
Doesn't work.
It does not
Doesn't
work. He only retains memes.
Yes. If you can't put the meme, it's not gonna stick.
That MF spitting. Anyways, Lugar's dice. Right now, how it's worded, it's solid. I like it. When I first actually used that, I was like, I want to put this on a mage because you can reroll a single failed to hit, or sorry, not to hit, to wound roll per turn. So it all of a sudden makes your Marked for Doom way more consistent. Yeah, or your Silver Spike.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dirty.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to cut this out of the video.
But and it works for the like bowls too. But I don't think it's actually the nuts. I think it's pretty good. But for 40 points, like there's so many other things and you have so much other redundancy that you can get. I don't think it's like as worth it as I originally thought.
Okay,
yeah.
Gauntlets.
Of Madzab, same as old one, literally exact same, always solid. You might hit your units. And then new army organization, 40 characters, 25 core, special no limit, and then instruments of destruction, just one super entry for all the really juicy extra good stuff, 30%. A lot of people are just like, let's just max this out like nuts. It's a very good section. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But then we have the Overlord, who, very similar, same stat line, but now he has March and Shoot. He just has Hatred, and then he has 175 points of magic items. But now he has the key to the streets, baby. He got key to the Citadel, so he can choose.
How about we jump to the mounts first, do the mounts, because all the characters have mounts options. So how about we jump to the mounts first and go through the mounts and then go to characters?
Okay, so the mounts, we have Seat of Authority for the vassal or for the, I think it's only the Vizier, but it's the thing earlier that I mentioned that can give you extra march rate. And you can join vassal units. You might be incentivized to get that shield that makes people want to attack you because you get +1 armor. So you have a 2-up, and then you can get that shield, and then something else, and then does that shield give you armor? I totally forget.
It's armor +1.
Yeah, so you have a 1-up. So yeah, all you got to do is get Duskforged at that point, and then you have to attack something that has a 1-up armor save rerollable, or you take a strength 4 hit. It's very good. And then there's Vassal Steed, which is just like a bullfighter character.
6. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the new ID thing. It's max Vanguard 6. So this is just like a light cav.
Cool. I like that they changed the vanguards to different vanguard speeds. Right now they're only 6 and 12 vanguards, right?
Yeah.
But it's just...
18. Let's get some 18-inch. Yeah, that'd be insane. 18-inch Vanguard. Full free to play.
I was thinking like more about 9, somewhere
Oh,
between.
boo.
But
No,
yeah,
no.
you're thinking
24.
like 24.
24. 36-inch Vanguard.
Vanguard, you're actually redeploying the unit to your opponent's deployment side.
Yeah, theoretically, but 36. You have to keep 12 inches away. So it's still more restrained than just full YOLO deep strike.
Unless you're playing this deployment where your quarter of your deployment side is cut off.
Yeah, but then you can still only get within 12 inches of that side, likely.
Well, so 6 inches from the one side and 12 from
Yeah.
the other. Yeah.
Yeah, so then
So you still have 6 inches
then
path over there.
yeah, but you get charged off, you bingus.
Ah, your Bing is 18 inches.
Oh, you bing, yes, bing.
Who can
'Cause-
charge
'cause
over there?
even
You have
if
to
you
put like
do-
a cap of 9.
Even if you do max, well, if you do max 18 inches, but like, yeah, a lot of things. There's a lot
Okay,
of
we're
things.
talking about something
You
completely
can try, exactly. Yeah,
retarded.
yeah. Anyways, Kadim chariots. Okay, you can get it on the mage. HP 4, +2 armor. So pretty solid, I guess. Actually,
Resilience 5.
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
The mages are
Plus
too, I
2
believe.
armor.
So the mages are also resilience 5.
And again, read all the charge ranges. Oh my god.
Yes.
Wow.
Only 6 inches.
Only 6 inches for a chariot
Yes.
for dwarfs. For dwarfs. Dwarf chariot.
Dwarf. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
4 wounds.
yeah.
They're 4 wounds with no Aegis save.
Yeah, don't agree with that. Damn. It's
Who?
great. We have somebody watching, B. Jones.
Oh, Ben Jones. Skip
Ben,
Schnit. Yo,
okay,
Skip
yeah.
Schnit. Yo, my guy, dude.
Battle focus.
Battle focus. Well, just on the
Volcanic embrace.
just on the beast. Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean, those are 3 strength 5 attacks, you know. And if you're running occultism, oof.
only D3+1 impact hits as well. So keep that in mind. Like solid, but
Okay, it's a dwarf.
cannonball bait. It's
Dwarven
cannonball bait. It's
chariot.
cannonball. I think it's cannonball bait. You think it's dwarven chariot. Could be anything.
It's large construct. Come on. It's not that big of a bait, and well, we'll see how many points it's going to be at the different characters.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
the
the
bulls,
bull
the
is
most
Shamu.
important mounts.
They changed the movements, so it's 714 on the ground, 612, similar to Chaos actually, with their monsters.
Here's my question: when you're declaring a charge, do you have to declare at the moment of declaring the charge which one you're using, ground or
Wait.
flight?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. But yeah, the bull itself has divine attacks and flaming, and harnessed and impact hits.
B3.
Yeah, but it actually doesn't have the old school. It doesn't have a flaming Aegis, and it doesn't have
Well, hasn't it been replaced by just normal Aegis 5-up, or did you say have a 2-up?
It used to have a 5-up and a 2-up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Or actually, no. You used to just have a 2-up and not a 5-up, but now it has a 5-up in it. So it's kind of better.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Because there isn't so much flaming shooting.
And then as soon as you give, it already has divine, so you don't have to worry about it.
Why
Impact
is the
D3.
Great Bull 60mm base? Why did they change the base for him, dude?
They did upscale it a little bit, right? God dang it.
Oh my gosh, you have to remake.
Are
your
you
model?
kidding me? I had to change the base size on my bull.
Well, you have to
Josh.
find those bases that you can stick. The
Yeah, you can
smaller
just stick it
base,
into
yeah.
it. It's like not even that much smaller. It's like 10 mil or something fucking
Yes.
stupid. Oh my god, I had to add 10 mil to my base. Okay, anyways.
Now I'm gonna be checking all your.
Oh, I'm so sad. Anyways, same thing. They did the fly change.
Oh, it got breath attack.
Yeah, it always did.
Wait, strength for divine?
Well, the divine is new.
Divine breath weapon?
Ah,
And he has divine attacks himself?
Yes, so does the other bull. Jeff, they're heavenly bulls, dude. Get shit on you, dingus. Have you ever heard
Who
of
gave
being good?
Infernal Dwarf a heavenly bull? That's some heavenly bullshit.
heavenly bullshit? Heavenly bull, more like heavenly bullshit. That's amazing. ID 2020. And
Okay,
Jeff,
so the small bull.
picture
actually-
this. Then you give it an item where it can only be wounded on the 4-up. Jaffy? What do you
The
think of
hell
that? Jeff, what do you, Jaffy? Hello, Jeff?
I like those two bulls options. They're going to be interesting. I wonder
Yeah,
what
they're
kind of
they're
point
definitely
values are.
better and more value. All right, Okay,
there's
so now that we're
Bastion.
done.
No, there's Bastion.
Oh,
There's
there's
no
the
Bastion.
for fuck's sake, there's a fucking Bastion. Ah, jeez. Okay, Bastions are actually nuts, and I actually really like this item. This is actually what I think is better with the same item, with the can only be wounded on a 4-up, because you put it in a unit, so you have to allocate hits, and it has HP 8, and a crush attack, and you can give it Lugar's dice as a potential thing. But the only downside to that is you take up a shooting option on, like, you take up a siege option, like a war machine option.
And gigantic, so it's a bait for. Well, yeah, it's bait for the
No,
cannon.
but you put a whole unit in it.
Yes, it's still bait for the cannons. You still do it +1.
No, because you're shooting at the units. So you're
Yeah, but the
unit
unit size is the highest of the model in it.
No. Unit
Yes.
size. No, Jeff. It's the majority of the wounds. You were the one that taught me this.
Yes,
you fucking
and then
dingus.
they changed it and FAQ that when I was at the PTC or ETC they changed it.
No.
Yes.
No, because ETC, I had a rules judge come up and rule on this at ESC first day.
Well, we're gonna have to look at the app because I got judge ruled against me at that people said they
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wait, but not +1 to hit because you're not gigantic.
Well, no, that's not to hit because I was gigantic.
No, but the bell's not gigantic, is it?
Well, let's move forward.
It has towering presence. Oh, anyways, yeah, but
My cat just looking on like Asha.
I love the Infernal Bastion. I think it's one of the better pieces in it's not like, again, not like world ending, but it allows for other synergies within units because you can put units in it and shoot 20 units out of them in a full ranked up unit. Right? So you have 3 ranks, you have some offensive capability, and you're still shooting with 20 models. So with blunders, nutty, I think like flintlocks, it's nuts. It's 360 too from any point of the bastion's base, and you count as being gigantic, so you ignore cover from most of your allied units. So you can go up and really support.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
you can really
a great idea. It's very actually. I know there's like a fluff to it.
In the words.
Infernal Bastion.
Oh, I know. I love it. I think it's super fluffy and like it really adds. It makes ID like you see, like you feel like there's a bunch of dwarves like pushing forward this giant fucking tower, and they're in the tower shooting off, and they're like boom, and like you've other stuff around it, and they're just being like boom, we have to go take off this one thing. And again, I think that's like actually another big clutch thing about ID is
great war machine kind of a thing.
Yep, but also the feel of you're moving forward and like you want to get close. It's risky, but you want to get close because then all of a sudden all your like your range and stuff, and you get within range, and all of a sudden you can just devastate things. You want to
wait a second. So if you get this deployment where you're
wait, so what?
If you get the counter deployment where you reach deploying, you can actually like put it as the first unit in the center of the board, and you get a wall right in front of it.
No, you don't.
You can't have you can add a wall that you at the beginning of your deployment you put the wall in front of your unit.
No, it's at the end of your movement.
Ah.
Yeah. Which makes it better. Like
yes, it's much better. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go back to the characters now that we know.
All right, finally, now we're done. Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, the Overlord, Hatred, basically same stat line. Only gets 175 points of special items. You get a shield, blunderbuss, a bull, great bull, 410, 220, pretty solid prices. And you can also get the Taruk ritual, but most importantly, can just pick like the very similar to the what's it called, the Exalted Herald from Warriors before the game, and get a weapon of their choice to really like. The flexibility is very nice, and I like how this character works now. So I'm excited that.
So wait a second. Which one you're talking about that is not unbeatable? I mean, it's great that no units are unbeatable. I don't like going back to 8th edition where we have like about 2-up word save and rerolling once. But you're still talking about the fortress over there.
Yeah. I think Ben's talking about the Bastion still.
Bastion, okay.
He might be talking about the Kadim. I don't really know. Like, obviously, nothing in this book is unbeatable. There's like I don't know. I've thought of my own list and be like, okay, I definitely have tools to deal with the new stuff.
Okay.
But now maybe I take some different tech choices if this becomes super popular, but not a lot of people actually own ID or play ID.
I'll own some ID pretty soon if this book is gonna stay the way it looks.
It's not that nuts. I don't think.
Bastion. He was talking about the Bastion.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, the Bastion's definitely not unbeatable. It's just a nice, solid defensive piece, and basically it gives a unit of Citadel Guard or unit of Blunderbusses volley fire over your other standard side stuff, and that itself is worth it. And 360 is also worth it because that means like you can position for things where you like don't have to worry about like a small unit of 10 ambushers charging you in the rear and taking you off.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we have the Prophet. My favorite character in the game because I love.
Has a long description. Damn.
Yep. So 190, pretty good. Alchemy, Occultism, Pyro, and you must choose either Prophet Lugar, Nezibkesh, Shamut, or Ashuruk. Yeah, and then you can get 100 points if you're not a master, 200 if you are, and they can all get a shield. And then
Talk
let's
about
look
the
at
options, and I'll be right back.
I mean, the first thing, this is the one that this is nuts, and I love it because it adds so much flexibility to the list. This basically replaces, in my mind, it's basically very similar to Essence of a Free Mind, but the old version where you can take it on masters because you can take a mage and pick any of the 3 lores, which are all very good in their own right. Pyromancy is always not always solid, but it's usually very solid, and when paired with other lores, I would say candidate for being always solid. It was one of the top taken at CoronaCon. Very, very good. Alchemy is usually pretty solid. I think Alchemy is my personal favorite right now, but I'm so it's like literally fucking this close between Alchemy and Occultism, because Occultism is also good against literally everything, and it has so many good buffs and stuff like that. But Alchemy has the -1 armor debuff, and I like that a lot for ID because although a lot of this stuff is devastating, it's not high AP. So in my mind, even though Occultism also has a lot of high AP and strength things, I think Alchemy might synergize with the list better with the Prophet of Ashuruk, especially with the Pyromancy, being able to pick the Pyromancy attribute or Alchemy. So good. I love the change, and I think it just really you keep a lot of the flexibility of an older thing. Then there's Prophet of Lugar. You get the Aegis 4-up and Volcanic Embrace and Feigned Flight with advance. Well, if you're on foot and 3+ March, so you basically become a Kadim, or the like Lugar dude, and then you can get a chariot mentioned earlier. 70 points is actually pretty cheap, but then the actual character is really expensive. And then you're likely getting character protection, so pretty expensive if you want to go crazy on him. You get a great weapon, great weapon or paired weapon. You can put him in a unit of Lugars, and then that makes them really good because you get the old synergy where you can get like be Occultism and get Aegis 3-up, and then the unit gets 4-up. So that's good. And then there's Nezibkesh. They're the only ones that have access to the Bastion. They're engineers for 6 inches. So make your shooting a little better. And they're the only things that can get a Flintlocks or Blunderbuss. So one of my thoughts, actually, if I'm going to run this character, I'm going to run him Occultism, Flintlock Axe with the triple shot on Infernal Bastion with Lugar's dice.
And you're talking about the third one, right?
The what?
You're talking about the third option with the Infernal Bastion, right?
Yeah, yes. Prophet of Nezibkesh.
Nezibkesh with Engineer 3+ is great.
Yeah, and can only be wounded on a 4-up, and then all of a sudden you have this hybrid character that can kind of fight. You get extra offensive, defensive. You can leech people of that, which is really powerful. He has 5 attacks. Strength 5 is always solid, and then you have a bunch of buffs, I'm sure, and you have a crush attack, and you can re-roll the crush attack with your Lugar.
So him with Occultism is actually
very good. You can heal.
Pretty sweet.
You can heal, which is my biggest thing actually, because 8 wounds.
Yes,
you can only be wounded on a 4-up, and you can heal. You
can have also the ward save.
Yep.
Not only you get wounded on maximally 4-up, but you have an option to give yourself and the whole unit 5 up word save.
Yep.
This
So
is nuts.
yeah, the nuts. Yeah. So pretty good. But again, you're sacrificing a fire of industry, and you're choosing not to choose a Shurik, which is so much more flexible, I think.
It depends on the build, but yes, it's pretty good option also.
Yeah, both are good.
Prophet of
Both are good.
Shamut.
And you become a Taruk, or you can get mounted on a bull, which is pretty solid. I just don't think it's as. I mean, unless you're going full Taruk, like you can go pretty Taruk heavy and then just YOLO on, like YOLO into things with the ritual. But I think the other options are better. And the Vizier, unless you're going obviously Great Bull or Bullish Shamut, because both those are really solid and it's pretty cheap. 140, are very, very solid. And then you have the Vizier, Majafi. And yeah, do like BSB usually. You can get the Turk Ritual, you can get the Seat of Authority, and the Bullish Shamut, and a bunch of the items. Basically the exact same BSB as the old one.
Okay.
And you have the Commissioner, yep. 290, 712, like all the big Taruk now. Infernal Armor, he doesn't have 3-up base anymore. Yeah. So he can get a 3-up and then you have to give him some stuff. So he's a little worse. Eye for an Eye is okay.
3-up, 4-up, right? Because armor 3, plate armor.
Yeah, then and a shield.
And a
That's what I'm
shield,
thinking.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yes. So he can be a BSB also, special items up to 150.
Yep, and he can get parry because he's on foot technically, because he is a large beast and not mounted.
So if he's removed of the when rank foul models are removed from as a casualty.
So if you lose a Taruk, you get 1 attack, and you reroll failed to hit rolls, which I think is actually not that good.
I mean, it's why not?
You used to lose a Taruk. You're not trying to lose a Taruk.
Well, yes, you don't try to lose a Taruk, but
You might.
inevitably you will lose a Taruk in the combat at some point. So it says meh, but why not?
I just don't think he's that powerful to benefit from it.
He's 290, so not that expensive, not that cheap either.
Yeah,
Nothing really exciting
maybe.
about him.
And I haven't tried him. That's just not what it excited me. But next up, we have something that did excite me and does excite me, and that's the Vassal Conjurer.
With a witchcraft.
Yep.
Dwarf on foot with a witchcraft. What
Yep.
kind of witchcraft is that? That's bullshit.
And I love witchcraft. Actually, in my game against Pascal,
Oh,
it paid
but he's
off
only
once.
apprentice. He can be adept. Okay.
Yeah,
He
so
can be
not a master. Not a
Okay.
master. No, not a
But
master.
still
So
great. You
still
want
amazing.
to add him. You want to add.
Well, for
Especially-
115 points?
Yes, 180 points, and then you put a book on him.
No, 100. Wait, 100. Why?
190.
190. Yeah.
Points, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
the
Because
book, 65.
Cathal did the same thing on the forum where he posted the wrong points value and he posted 180, and it got me really excited. I was like, "Wow, I fucked up," and added 10 extra points on both the characters. I have 20 extra points. Hold on, let me reconfigure so many things. And then I went back to it and I was like, "Oh, fucking no, he fucked up." But yeah, still very good. 190.
Oh yeah,
260
Pablo doesn't smoke anything weed.
260.
So, yeah.
260 with the book.
That's gonna be the rest of the review is gonna be sponsored by.
And me drinking more tequila, and then
water, Mexican
and
water.
then
water.
yeah, Mexican water, and that's our sponsor. Anyways, that's the last of the characters. I love the vassals.
Super
What
cheap, and he actually with the last one, the Vassal Conjurer, he
Yeah.
actually does a great work for the dwarves because the range is 18, where you can put -1 on something that is about to charge your
Yes,
shooting
exactly.
units. It's
Huge work.
Huge.
Well, and you're not even thinking about pyromancy with the book, and
No,
you get
I'm
flaming
still thinking about the
swords.
witchcraft of the book. but
witchcraft. Yeah. Well, I think you can have witchcraft, but then also have pyromancy with the book, because I think bubble
because
flaming
it's
swords
double
is
flaming. Was
crazy.
it value
Yeah.
on that, on the casting?
I think 11. So you need a
Okay, so it was
9,
9. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
big.
and it's on a 260 point character, so you can 5 dice that shit. I don't give a fuck, you know. Because sometimes it's totally worth it to do that.
Don't forget about the
260.
5 points because the book is 75 now, right?
It's what? Book
It's
is... What is the
75.
book? Did it say... My... Yeah, you're probably right. I don't fucking know.
I don't know, but let's move on to core.
Yeah,
The weakest
to core.
part of the book.
No, 70 points, you ding.
70 points, not 75?
70 points, yeah.
Okay.
I think. Unless I'm using an
You
outdated...
think it didn't
No.
check?
No,
I
no.
thought it checked already.
According to... Well, I mean, I checked it. Like according to Arcane Compendium Beta 2-1 en.pdf, which I think is the most recent one with the edits. That was
Well, I
released.
don't know because I have 2.2.
I know, it's like, Jesus, fuck, I have so many... I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm fucking up.
75. Book of Arcane Mastery. 75 points. Boom.
Boom.
Who's right? Don't you question me about point values, okay?
Jeff, I
I
question
have
you
to
on
check.
literally everything. You put Strider Standard on fucking Barrel Guard. You have
You
no...
play with Dreadles at the beginning of your life and you cannot make a legal list yet, okay?
No, I have a whole notebook full, page to page, with 8th
Of all
edition,
the lists that I have to-
8th edition, no, 8th edition legal Dark Elves
Yeah,
list.
somebody would have
And
to
then
go
they had
through
to
it and
fucking
find all the
change all
errors.
the points. No, no one did. It was just me.
Yeah, no one did. Yes, nobody checked it. Yeah. It's totally legit, folks, because nobody checked it. Yeah. All right, let's go to core. Infernal Warriors.
Okay, Infernal Warriors. I don't think they're that. These guys are the biggest losers of core. I think you'll see in a sec. They have Infernal Armor. That's good. 12 models starting size. What the fuck? I don't get that. I do not. What planet are we? Like, I mean, I guess Dryads start with 8. You know, blah blah blah. But Jesus Christ,
Why
12.
not 13 models? Yes.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, you Skaven bastard. No, but actually, that's really funny you mentioned that because I think that units of 13 warriors with blunderbusses and a musician, 275 points, not 200 and whatever fucking random ass unit. I don't want to spend my time doing the math. I mean, I've done it already, and I have a core allotment with, 19 for warriors and other things, but it's like, God, I would just much rather have nice round numbers or 5s, easy peasy.
And then Citadel Guard.
Oh my God, Jeff, I think
Oh,
you
let them
mispronounced that.
come, huh?
You mispronounced Citadel Guard with literally like a titty. Okay, he literally.
Okay, we broke Pablo.
I'm getting high. It's what I want. I crave it now. I'm getting high. It's what I want. I crave it now.
Oh my God, these guys I think get everyone hot in some way, either like hot aroused or hot like up in arms, like, oh my God, how many Citadel Guard? This is crazy.
So
But,
it's a great defensive unit, seems like.
Very good defensive unit, or like you can play them offensively too, in the sense, in the sense that you're trying to get them charged. But pistol and spear, like you get fighting extra ranks, so with spears, 20 of them. All of a sudden, you got 21 attacks with the champion, and that's a lot of strength for AP3.
Why do you get 20 of them if you can get 30 of them? I understand your logic.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're right on that account. But no, they're very, very solid. So solid core unit.
So
and
they
can
have better armor. They can because they just can't move shields right away.
Yes, they have 3-ups always.
They can. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. They're just like they're like kind of slower Chaos Warriors.
All right, and Vassal Levies.
Fast levies. But yeah, I also would like to say that the Citadel Guard with flintlocks in a Infernal Bastion is my spice of life right now. Vassal levies.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Keep in mind, the only thing that you need to take notice of is oil skins. So This is where the synergies come back in. They can cause people to be flammable. You can give them a bow, 18 inches. You give people oil skins. Hashtag get shit on. Okay, that's all we gotta say about that. No, they're solid. They're scoring. It comes with paired weapons free. So they're not like beat the world nutty, but in conjunction with the other synergies, they are definitely very solid. And I like them. And Vessel Chieftain is cool, and that it's the old Hobgoblin Chieftain basically. But you're like a little stronger, and
Wait, but
yeah,
he's on foot.
they're all on foot, and he's not a character. He's just
Yeah.
a champion.
Okay, yeah.
But you get plus 6 inches for BSB in general. So again, you can play more independently, and like again, I think that adds flexibility. But I think a lot of this list you want to play pretty compact and have your units close to support each other. So in many senses, it's like playing. It's similar to playing like vampires almost, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where you're keeping things close. Then we have Shackled Slaves, cheap as heck. They have the offensive defensive.
They're
like
5 points per
skin.
model.
Yeah,
They're
they're
competing
slaves.
with slaves. I'll say that.
Stuff, they are slaves.
But rat slaves, come on, okay? They have shackled slaves. They have resilience 4.
Yeah, get shit on.
Yeah. What's wrong with that for 5 points?
And then you have to pass a leadership check for them to either do ammo bearers, which this is where, like, I think it's good for sure.
Okay, so
get
explain
battle focus.
the whole.
So you set your leadership to a friendly unit that is like a Infernal Dwarf unit, within 6 inches. You take a test, and if you fail, you're shaken. And if you pass, you can either give a unit within 6 inches ammo bears, which gives the unit battle focus shooting basically. But every one you roll, you take off a slave. So again, if you go back to blunderbusses, you reroll one hit in close range. You apply that. You can see an instance where, okay, you take a unit of shackled slaves and you make them march 10 inches instead of 8 because you have the vassal guy. Chaff a unit, put a unit of blunders in close range right there, give them the ammo. Bada bing, bada boom, get shit on you, dingus, and you blow someone up.
Damn.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Sacrificial red.
They take the DTs. So the slaves take DTs instead of the ID unit. So like if you roll ones, it doesn't matter because you'll lose a slave instead of losing a wound on.
Damn.
Easy. It's basically Strider, but you know, more swaggy. Pretty strong vape there, lol. Come on, Ben.
Oh, now you
What the hell you
notice it?
talking about? Now you notice it, Doug. Ben, I'm drinking straight Mexican water right now. I gotta do it so I can slow down enough. Like Joff drinks 2 coffees to like catch up to me, and I drink 4 or 5 drinks to like slow down to his level.
Let's go for special.
Special Immortals, the first entry. I love these guys. Offensive defensive 5. They have parry innate and whispers of the mask, and also infernal armor and shield. So strength 4.
Can't be ever wounded better than 4 up. Wow.
Nope. Can never, Jaffe.
So no
never
chariots,
ever.
anything.
Nope. It's basically Oh, you're strength 7. Nice. Wound on a 4. Strength 10. Nice. Wound on a strength 3,521. Oh, nice. Wound on a 4 up. And they come with great.
They're expensive, but yeah, they're worth it.
But it's 15 starting too. Keep that in mind, Jeff.
Okay.
So this unit is 30 points more than the unit of Citadel Guard for Bodyguard, Whisper of the Mask, and Parry, and offensive defensive 5. And they get great weapons base. And at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna get spears. And now I'm like, I'm gonna get great weapons. You can't move me on a 4 up, like, bro. You're gonna take some damage.
Especially since they're also for free.
For free, exactly. Yeah. So just very solid unit. And you go down 1, Disciples of Lugar. This is one that I really want to try a lot. I'm
Oh
like,
yes,
kind
of course they want to try it because they got faint flight.
Yeah, I'm like confused. They have such an interesting role. Like I don't like I'm not thinking of one thing specifically where they fit in, but at the same time, I can think of every game where you're trying to push this unit forward to like pretend like you're gonna fight someone and then flee twice, or like flee to to then rally and then come back the next turn.
Oh, they
And
can lose scoring actually. Huh.
yeah, if you give them skirmish light troops, a hard target. So it's like very similar to like White Lions or Dancers or Militia.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, Militia don't lose scoring, but it's the exact same. But keep in mind they have 2 attacks each. They're strength 4, AP 2. So that's I think pretty solid. And so they have 3 attacks with paired weapons. So all of a sudden you like 21 attacks from a 5 guys frontage with a champion at AP 2. That's pretty scary. But
Oh, and they can get fearless for one round of combat. Wow.
no, for the rest of the game. So outside of any melee phase,
Oh, until the end of the game.
yes,
Wow.
and they become possessed. So they gain fearless volcanic embrace 1 and suffer -1 AP and offensive skill. So it's a mixed bag. You'd be offensive 4 still, and you're better against like chaff, but at the same time, you lose an AP and offensive. So that I think is maybe not as good as.
It's at the beginning of the melee phase, so you still have to take a terror check when somebody's charging you.
Yeah.
It's just that you don't suffer fear if you're. But they're discipline 9, so I don't see it coming very often.
Yeah, and what I was thinking too, actually, well, someone mentioned it on the forums, but they're like, oh, with great weapons, they're AP 4.
Yeah, and Ben says the same that he would not release the Kadim inside.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think it's that. Well, it's very good in specific matchups, but
very specific positions you have to be in because.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Incarnates, Kadim.
They're changed. They're worse.
What?
Still have light troops.
So why are they worse?
So they have the same Aegis 2 up against Flaming. Aegis 5 up, Volcanic Embrace, so they have Flaming attacks. That's good. 6-12. They don't fly. So
yes, but
during the charge phase, the model ignores other units in terrain features when moving and automatically passes dangerous terrain tests caused by terrain.
So basically, it's like a ghost.
It's worse than fly. Yeah, but it's only during the charge phase, so it's not.
Yes, but it's like ghost step that ignores units also. Yes, it's worse. I understand because you don't fly.
But it's also not like ghost step because it's only during the charge phase. It's not any other phase. So you can't move through your own units.
But you can catch people off guard with it a lot, I bet you, because you can't hide from them really.
How often though? Because people will wise up. They're only 6-12 and they're large, so like you're not Swift Stride either. So another nerf and
okay, there's lots of Swift Stride.
Strength,
huge nerf,
and strength 5, AP 1, and you're only offensive 3.
Ooh. Did they used to have like hatred or battle focus or something there also?
Battle focus. So now you get reroll charges if you're within 6 inches of a dwarf, and battle focus if you're fighting within 6 inches of a dwarf. So you kind of get it.
So you're more. It's actually more about like kind of like Empire, where you have to be.
Yep.
Playing them very strategically. Okay.
So, yeah, just worse.
But then let's move to another chariot. I'm excited about Dwarven chariots. Kadim chariot, large construct, 50 by 100, normal size. He got contract driven, failed charge rolls. Must be rolled. Okay, great. Movement 6, chariot, rolls charge ranges. Yeah. Battle focus, strength 5, volcanic embrace D3, impact is D3 plus 1 with strength 5. Got ages, got the flaming ages. I like those. The idea that they added the chariots to dwarves. So they have to be slower than the normal
Yeah.
chariots, but
Andrew Heat's ears perked
oh
up
my
like
gosh,
like 1,000 miles away.
That's
He
why
just got
Andrew
so
couldn't join.
excited. Yeah, because he was
Yeah.
furiously stroking its more chariots being
Yes, he
introduced
couldn't
into
be
the
on the
world.
camera right now. YouTube still doesn't allow those kind of things, so let's move forward. Enforcers, Tarek Enforcer. Explain.
They're the old school like baby Taruks. Notice that they have armor 1, innate, and infernal armor. Can't be stomped. Cool,
So 3
nice.
up.
Yes, base. They can get shields, blunderbusses, and then either great weapons, paired weapons, or infernal weapons. And any banner. They're pretty cheap, and they're the fastest unit in the book now. Yeah, I don't know. Some people think they're really solid. I think that this unit is, I don't know, very interesting. I'm excited to use them because they can get blunderbusses. so I'd love to have 2 armor save shooting that kills things, but I don't really know. I'm not super convinced on
They're
their
standard size, and they don't have mounts, so they take the teeth in water.
Teehee, yep.
Anointed.
Large beast, 12 miles per army, 712. They're a little slower. They cause fear now though. Infernal armor, but no armor 1 base. Basically same stats, but no, same stats. I think same stats. Maybe a bit more of offensive defensive, but maybe I'm being silly. They can still get parry because they can get shields.
And then they got Shamus Thunder.
Which is like the ogre impact hit rule. So solid. Yeah, just pretty solid overall. I'm also still not really convinced on them because I think there's a lot of stuff that does a lot of multi wounds right now. So they'll have problems against that.
Interesting that they decided that 4 units of 3 would be too OP, and that they said 0-3 units.
Yeah. That's very interesting. And then we have one of the more controversial models in the new book.
Lamasu Scholar.
Yep. You
Why
either
is it-
love it or you hate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I like it already. Tell me about it.
Well, people are mad because of how obviously it has one universal rule called Riddle Lamasu. It's a wizard adept, and you pick from good, like decent spells. Where Iron sucks. Breath of Corruption, amazing. What? Shut up. Flaming Swords, amazing. Wheel Turns, amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The rules.
Word of Iron, I just like what +1 armor save, bro? Like, sure. Wow, I'm terrified. Maybe sometimes it's good, but I don't like.
Some matchups they don't have a lot of AP, and it's great. You can select 2 spells from those. It's great. The Wheel
Whatever.
Turns is the one that you can't hit or wound better than 4 up, right?
Yeah. So this you can't do the boosted version, but you like secretly choose which one you cast. You can boost.
Wait. Secretly choose what's going on there. Okay, tell me.
So you like pick a spell, put it face down. You like this spell I'm
Oh,
casting. You roll the
no.
dice. Yes, Jaffe.
Oh, this is bullshit. I hate
Yes,
those.
Jaffe.
It's like the old ambushing. It's like, oh, let me write it down where it's at. Ugh. Just needless bullshit.
Bushlaha. I love it. That's what I'm saying. People love it or hate it. But I think it's shit. It's HP 4, 300 points. Like, fuck off. That's a cannon bait. That's a bolt thrower. It's a scorpion
I'm
bait.
not talking about the mode. I just don't like the rule that you put something face down and it's like, oh,
Right.
I just don't like.
It's
that
not
whole
even
mechanic.
game changing. Word Iron, breath, okay. Wheel Turns, okay. Flaming Swords, 1 unit, okay.
I just don't like the mechanic in the game at all.
Yeah.
Basically, that's why I'm like hard pass on that.
It's because you're Polish and you have PTSD from.
Well, yes, it's part, and I'm afraid of you all this up together. It's. Let's go Vassal Cavalry.
Oh wait, I think you mispronounced it. I think it's the best unit in the book.
816. You were lying when you said the other unit was the fastest.
No, this is the unit I'm talking about. 816. You dingus.
So it's Faint Firelight with Vanguard 6, and you can. That's the thing where you're using +2 range smart, right?
Yes, yes. There's the like
So
mount
basically, you
option.
can get 24 inches.
Well, you can get 24. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then they have 4 armor save. They come with a bow and a light lance, and they have oil skins. So that's what makes them absolutely so good. Is the oil skins, I think.
Ugh.
Right, Jeff?
That's just pretty darn good. And I got also they can have banners and everything. Yeah.
Yep. Easy. Oh, also keep in mind if you look at the Vassal Steed mount, 2 attacks.
2 strength 3. Great. Why?
Oh, wait, what? Easy.
That's great for 170 points and 15 per model. That's a great return value.
Yeah, get wrecked.
And
Anyways,
Vassal Slingshot.
yep. Old bolt
Construct.
thrower, 5
Okay.
5 HP.
Flammable.
Yes. One thing to notice is flammable.
What? Alright.
So it has 5 industry 1. So the explanation is that if you look down there, they can shoot oil flasks. So you get 1 instance of incendiary per hit, which is actually pretty nuts, honestly, because you can get multiple stacks versus the 1 per vessel, you know? But the explanation is that because they shoot oil, the machine is going to be coated in it because it's oil, you know, like it
Okay.
spills, you know, like I totally buy it. It makes perfect sense.
Yes, it's also very cheap, so it makes sense that for something that cheap with that's actually pretty darn good. It has some drawbacks.
Yeah. And it's still a bolt door.
What does the Fires of Industry do again? Because I already forgot my
Jesus Christ.
fish
All right.
brain.
Viewers, I'm going to have another drink of Mexican water.
What was it
Okay.
again?
You're going to kill me.
Yes, I'm
You're going to have
trying.
max 6. Max 6. In army list.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
was it. Yes.
Yeah, it just like limits the amount of shooting you can have, which for that I shed 1 single tier. So it costs 1. So overall, if you do this, you have to sacrifice other things.
Yes.
Next
Gunnery
up.
team.
Yep, it's faster, 3.9 instead of 3.6. And it has clunky movement rules, 5's industry 1, hard target 1, like the old one, HP 4,
What do
defensive
you mean
1,
clunky
like
movement rules?
you'll see in a sec. Oh my god.
Okay.
But march and shoot, quick to fire, very good overall. Like same stat line, but then so cumbersome. Here's where it gets clunky. The model is subject to the following restrictions: it may only perform a single pivot or wheel during a march move. So obviously, as a single model, you can still like move 360 3 inches, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can only declare hold as a voluntary charge reaction, so you can be panicked off by terror, but like
You cannot choose to flee.
which is the same as the old one. And the strength and AP of its artillery weapons are reduced by 1, including any values in brackets, which is actually the biggest thing to realize. So I think actually because of that, for me, there's only one real choice. You pick one of the 3: naphtha, Titan, or rocket battery, and then from these you pick what type of munitions you have. And if you look at the options, naphtha is pretty solid because you get divine, which is always good. But you're only strength 3 or strength 4 on the big one. And Titan mortar, you get 30-inch range, plus you get March 9, and you're quick to fire, and you're strength 6 on the big one, and you're still what is it? 15 strength 3 on the side. And you can make it flaming. So you reroll to wound. You know, elves are just sitting there like, oh shit, you know. Or demons too. Demons are scared. Empire. There's a lot of things I don't want to see. There's also strength 6 AP3 still clipped wings, multiple wounds D3. It's not changed that. So it's also flexible in that you're still good against like flying characters and flying things. And just that
Wait,
range is
it's not reduced by 1? The strength?
yeah. Your strength 6 AP 3.
So it's strength 2 AP2, strength 5 AP2.
No, because you're strength 7 AP 4 normally.
Oh,
I already reduced it for you, Jeff. I already did the math.
You already
Because
did.
I knew this would confuse you. Okay, ready? Here's another drink of some water.
yeah, some water.
I'm not gonna refill that because it's early in the day still, and I don't really want to sleep for 8 hours already. But yeah.
Okay.
Whatever I was saying.
Whatever were you saying? You told us already about the canary team, and
Yep,
now
so-
you do the strength already.
Love Titan Mortar.
Infernal Artillery.
Rocket Battery, Solid 2. Yeah. So this is Fire's Dynasty 2. It's a war platform. You can't move at all.
Did they change the sizes of the artillery?
I
Pieces?
fucking hope not, dude. I don't want to.
75 round.
Is it big?
The slingshot is 60 round. Yeah, it's big.
Is it dummy thickly?
I don't remember what were the other sides of the artillery. So you may have to rebase your artillery.
Ah, my son of a gun. My ding, dude.
Well, I have to check your UB armies now. What are your base sizes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I was like, I got it with the new set, and I don't. God damn it! I forgot. Anyways, Fire's Ministry 2, War Machine, HP 5, Infernal Armor, pretty tough actually, which I like. You get extra range on Nephthra and Rocket Battery, so everything's max 36. This is the nuts because you also get accurate. So, yeah.
Wait, but it says move or fire.
Yeah.
So you just can't move it. But it's very cheap, 160
You
points.
literally can't move, Jeff.
Yes.
Look at the advance in March.
Oh yeah, you literally
You
can't
cannot.
move.
You literally cannot move.
No. Fake news.
Fake
You
news.
can
Such a skill. Chris
You
Mintz.
can
Fake
move.
news. Fake news. Chris Mintz. Fake news. Chris.
You
Chris,
can
Chris,
move with Raven.
Chris Mintz. Oh, you can.
But you cannot because you can move or fire. So you can move it, but you cannot fire it afterwards.
Easy. But it makes the Titan Mortar and Rocket Battery 36 and Napta 24. But yeah, definitely Rocket Battery with cluster munitions is fucking so hot. Literally. Oh my god. So hot right now.
Okay. Instruments of destruction.
Yep.
Infernal Engine.
02 units per army.
What?
I am so aroused already. So aroused. So
Two
aroused.
Infernal Engines.
Oh my god. Yes, Jeffy.
Work on your love, yeah. You gotta give it all you got. We spend a lot of time searching for love.
Oh, and now I found love finally after years. Just kidding. But god, this thing is so sick.
Interesting new rule with the full steam ahead. That if you're charging, you must pursue or overrun, and if you are charged, you cannot ever. Wait, so actually, it's always 0, but you can try it. You can fail it, right? Does it affect you if you fail it?
What do you mean?
If you fail pursue,
Yes.
yes, because you can't reform them.
The model is not charging. No, you can't. Oh, you can. Yeah, you can fail it, but
You
you
can
just
fail
goes
it, yeah.
0.
So then you cannot reform it. So it's still actually
Yeah.
there's.
There's nothing. What? No, because reforms. You're just reforming looking forward instead of reforming looking sideways.
What I'm saying is you can fail and then you pursue, but you stay where you are, so you don't reform.
Yeah, but can you just not reform and stay the same position? The same shit. It's just dingus.
But if you want to reform,
Oh my god. Oh yes, you can.
that's
Oh my gosh.
how long you know me and you still can't understand me, even after you've
I
so much
and
alcohol.
the sad thing is that I think I'm speak the most fluent Jaff.
Well, how do you know?
I
Okay.
mean, probably Paulina, but I'm probably second. Anyways,
What's the breach? Instead of rolling on the misfire table as normal, apply the following effects. 2 or less, the model may not shoot its artillery weapon nor perform march moves until the end of the game. So ever.
and then you get Volcanic Embrace 3d3.
Great.
Yeah, so you get a little stronger.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
It's great that you don't actually just lose it straight. It's actually great compensation for 400 points.
And then there's Rock Crusher, and you get
Models
extra.
gain 1 HP with no saves of any kind allowed.
Yeah.
So you lose your 4 armor, but gain extra HP, right?
What the hell are you talking about, Josh?
When you're rolling for misfire table,
Yes, it's
apply the
the
following effect.
exact same as rolling 5 or 6.
No, the model
Yes.
loses that
Loses
case.
1 health point. Yes, with no saves of any kind allowed.
I
That's what I was saying. That's
But
what I
you
was
see,
like,
you
what
don't
the
listen,
fuck?
you don't hear. You
No,
don't
I
feel
did
my
listen. I
talking.
just like shook
I
how
was like,
dingus that was.
gain. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, no, I heard you gain, and I was like, no, Jeff, if you read the rule, it says the model loses.
I don't read the rule. I read the first and last words. Okay.
I know you do, you dinkus. The allowed. What the fuck? It gets an extra wound, but you lose an armor?
Reading is a hard skill. I wasn't.
Oh my god.
You know,
Oh my
I
god.
wasn't hired over here for my reading skill.
You're not hired by. Anyway.
My job doesn't require reading for a reason.
Okay, anyways, you get 4 options. You can pick a weapon to put on it, which is so hot. I love the weapon option so much. And then there's also Rock Crusher, which means you don't count towards Fires of Industry. And you get parry and extra 2d3, so you're doing 3d3, strength 6, AP3 grinds.
But then your fire. Oh, it loses the fire over here.
Yes, you
Great.
lose it.
Hey, I read it correctly this time.
Hey!
Steel Juggernaut.
One rule at a time.
You change the base size, great. I love those rules about changing the base size. Ah.
Me too. No, it just makes it the old. They literally. I love this. I love what they did with Steel Juggernaut, because you make it a bigger tank. Cool. Fun. But basically, you turn it into the bound demon.
That's what they were going. But you still have to have 2 models, basically.
Yeah. 2 models. What are you talking about?
One is the 60 and 100.
What the hell? When does the song start? Yeah, baby, bound demon, Jaffy, and you get extra wound. Yeah, so yeah, you lose quick to fire, so it's definitely worse with the rocket battery Titan mortar. But then you add a naphtha thrower, and then what do you think, Jeff? The nuts?
Divine?
Yeah, Divine with the Kadim one.
Ugh.
But also, like, you lose quick to fire, but Jeff, do naphtha throwers care?
Nope. Not that far, don't care. Why are you asking me on the spot those questions which require actually me start thinking about what you're saying?
Cause it's funny for me. So yeah, I like the Steel Juggernaut naphtha thrower one a lot, or the rocket battery one, because I think rocket battery on this strength 6 AP3 still is so good on something quick to fire.
All right,
It's kind of
let's
like
move.
poor man's accurate, but hey, what are you gonna do? Infernal Bastion.
So you can have Infernal Bastion by itself, not as a mount.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Same exact rules, same exact stat line. You just don't have a character attached to it. Love it. Crush, soft cover to shoot at, 360 line of sight. One of these as a force multiplier for the what's it called? Citadel Guard. It's amazing.
Then we get Kadim Titan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Something people think it's good, bad. I one less discipline,
-1
fearless,
armor in
supernal,
combat,
not
+1 to
frenzy.
wound.
One extra HP, one less attack. You can't actually scale attacks anymore. Two less offensive. One less strength, two less AP, but effectively one less agility, and then one less advance, two less march. But you don't have frenzy. And then yeah, the grand attacks +1 to wound, and then what -1 armor. So it's good against monsters, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
I wish it was better. You can reroll charges, but 714, it's decent. Yeah, whatever. Not that excited about it. But the next thing is also
It's
714,
Ruski Giant.
the Citizen Giant. Yes,
Oh,
just
I
like
can see already the Gabe building his army with the Citizen Giants.
oh yeah, baby. This is all I have to say about this is
The Russian dust never seemed to leave my mind. I don't see why I should even try to leave my heart behind.
ready. USSR.
I'm back into the
USSR. Let's go, baby. We back into the USSR with Comrade Giant over here.
The
Okay.
Comrade Giant, yes.
Comrade Big Brother. See, Big Brother. There's never been a more apt name, according to Chris Mintz. Damn, B Jones is like a half hour behind this recording, and I fucking love it. He's talking about the fucking vassal. Fucking, that's hilarious.
He
Anyways,
quit for a second. He wasn't there, I think.
oh okay. And then yeah, so
Top 5
you know,
stuff now.
Thicky
Oh
Giant.
my gosh.
He has a 3-up armor save base. What the fuck? I did not notice that. That is ridiculous on
Wait
Giant.
a second. We got the real top 5 stuff now. What do you say the top 5 stuff?
Vassals, the vassal cavalry.
Yeah, that's one. I think Giant Rats are still gonna be in the top 5.
No, Jeff, he's saying vassal cavalry are one of the top 5, Jeff.
Oh, that's what he's saying?
Yes. See, this is why I'm here. I am actually a translator for Master Splinter.
Ah,
It's
okay.
basically like just
Let's go
think
back
of
to Ruski
Udon
Giant.
as a slightly demented Master Splinter, and I have to like translate things to him in English. Just kidding. Anyways,
You're
Ruski Giant.
not. You're
Jeff.
not. That's actually called truth.
Jeff. So Infernal armor. You see that, right?
Oh, wow.
And
Wait,
armor 1.
So it's 3-up armor giant.
Yeah.
With
Giant.
Rage. Wait, that's your giant.
Yeah. You rage and you think you're better than everyone and you hate everything. It's great. I love it.
Such a skill. Oh my
Such
god.
a skill. So there's obviously upgrade number 1 for Comrade Giant is obviously Big Brother. So
whenever it gains the health pool, it loses
1 extra
5.
thickness and then extra big dummy thickness on the base. And then Giant Club. Okay, you can get +1 strength AP, dope. Tower Shield. This is the nuts. You can have hardcover Giant.
Distracting against attacks from
Yes.
walls and gains
Yes,
the
I was
front
waiting
side.
for you to read that. Yes.
Well, you were risking
Wait,
a lot,
what?
but-
Wait,
what?
what? Wait, what?
The hell is that?
With a 3-up armor save.
For 30 points?
Did I hear get shit on, Josh?
Free scrying for 30 points.
Yeah. Well, 30 points scrying.
Yes, yeah, but 30 points scrying, okay? Why would you take it?
I don't know. Maybe you want different synergies with maybe the next item, Vaneb Blessed Maul. Attacks
Okay.
made with this weapon become flaming attacks and magical attacks, get shit on vampire counts. And at the start of each friendly player turn, the wielder may choose to lose flaming attacks and magical attacks. If so, choose a friendly single friendly unit within 6 inches. The close combat attacks become magical and flaming. and it starts to my
Klaus
territory.
Kovacs, you didn't read that. You didn't read that first. Huh?
No,
Huh?
oh,
Huh? Huh?
I read it fast. I was disappointed. I was like, oh my god, did I miss an interaction where this could be used on shooting attacks? This is the nuts. And
No,
then I read it
you
again,
wouldn't
and I
do
was
it.
like, useless.
Oh my
No, but
gosh.
it's still very good.
3
Like, on
USSR
BRB. I'm going to the bathroom. Yeah,
Mm.
dude, like 6 of them, honestly.
Well, we're finishing the reviews. That's the end of the book, so we can finish up over here. Ah, he already left. Right? Yeah, is his camera gone? Yes, his camera's gone. All right. Well, thanks guys for watching. That's the end of the ID book. They didn't include the changes, right? No, because that's too much. I think overall it's a great book right now. I'm gonna wait for all the changes that are gonna happen because it's just the beta version. So things are gonna still change, but I'm actually excited about this book. Not very much excited about playing versus it, but playing with it. All right, well, take care, guys.